Hey everybody, so today I am going to be bringing you some non-Valentine's Day themes for February in your bullet journal. Last year I did a doodle video and they were Valentine's themed, and I had a couple people ask me to do some non-Valentine's Day things because I understand that not everybody is a huge fan of the day. So I wanted to share a couple ideas I had with you, and I also wanted to let you know that you can do anything. It doesn't have to be based on a holiday that's in the month. I'm actually going to include some different theme ideas that I want to do, and I want you guys to let me know what you think in the end of this video. But for now, let's just go through what I had picked out, and I based these off holidays that are supposed to be in the month of February. As you'll see coming up, I did one that actually ended up being in March. It's never in March, but it was this time. So the first one is National Pizza Day, which is February 9th, and I thought this was fun because who doesn't like pizza? So I just kind of came up with some different things for each of these, and I tried to include some things that you guys could actually use that would be helpful planning wise, not just as decoration. So this first thing that you're seeing aside from the title is a habit tracker. So you could make individual habit trackers, and it is a full pizza, and then I divided it into 6 equal slices. And for the month of February there are 28 days, so I figured if there were 5 per slice, that would be 30. So you would have 4 slices that have 5 dots on them, and then 2 slices that have 4. I think I said that right. The header is just a very simple tall font, and I do this in pencil first. And then I draw in the little pizza slices over it, and then I go back with my ink so that I'm not trying to figure out the placement of my letters around the little pizza doodles. And then I just added some different toppings, and you could decorate your calendar page or your habit tracker, or you could turn these into little mood tracker items. Next one is Super Bowl Sunday, which falls on February 3rd this year, and this is fun if your team is going, or if you just have some big football fans in your house, or if you're a big football fan yourself. So I started out with this chunky block lettering, and it's fairly easy. I like to sketch it in pencil first, and I just kind of angled all my letters, and how I do that, the easiest is actually just to turn my notebook pretty far, and then it comes more natural to write that way. And I did just orange and blue because in our house we are Bronco fans, even though yes, they're not going to the Super Bowl this year, they're not even in the playoffs, but you could use whatever colors you want, whatever your team's colors are, or whatever the opposing colors are for the teams that are going to the Super Bowl. Have fun with it. It's totally up to you. I also did some little doodles. Again, these would be really great if you are doing a mood tracker, and then you can color them in based on your mood. The jersey in this would be really great for your weeklies if you wanted to stick with your theme throughout the entire month. You can use jerseys that would have the numbers, but instead of the player numbers, it would be the number of the date. So I thought that was a really fun and cool way to add it as a planner thing, not just a decoration. I also have a goalpost, football, mug of beer, and then you could definitely do things like chicken wings or other snack type foods that you typically find at Super Bowl parties. And then the last one is this scoreboard, and you could turn this into a notes or a goals or dinner menu. And then so I just used the little, like the neon lettering, so you have the little dash lines that make up the letters, and so it looks like a scoreboard, but instead it is a little mini box to write your goals or your notes in your planner or bullet journal. The next one is Chinese New Year, which falls on February 5th this year. It does change, and I love this theme, and I've seen a couple videos and a couple other journalers who have already done some Chinese lantern themes. Amanda Rachel Lee, I believe she did last month, she did the Chinese lanterns, and they're gorgeous, and they come in such fun colors, and they have cool patterns, so that's a great idea. And if you need some inspiration for some of those lanterns, definitely check out her channel. She has a plan with me video that shows them, and they are really neat. So I drew a couple of very little ones just to kind of show you guys some ideas for what you could do, but I also wanted to include some other things in case you didn't want to just go with lanterns, but these would be great for mood trackers. There's also a Chinese fan, and you could make this a little bit bigger, and then you could maybe divide it into 28 sections for a small mini habit tracker, or you could use it and then write the date inside of it for weekly or daily logs. You can draw fireworks for Chinese New Year. And then the last thing on this one is the scroll, which I kind of thought would be really neat for a header for, again, like a notes or goals section, or a dinner menu, or a workout tracker for the month. Just something that's a little smaller, maybe not something that takes up the entire width of a page, but something a little bit shorter. But I really like this theme. It was one that I actually thought about considering for February myself, but I really wanted to draw a dragon, and that is just not something I'm very good at, in all honesty. So I think I will leave Chinese New Year up to somebody else, and I have a couple other ideas. Okay, so the next one is where I messed up, and so I had planned all these out ahead of time and sketched them out, and then did the video, and then I went to check the dates because I wanted to put them in the video, and this is where I found out that Mardi Gras in 2019 is actually on March 5th this year. It is normally in February. It looked like every 4 or 5 years it's in March. And of course this was the year that it was. So I guess this is just pre-planning for you if you're thinking about March themes, or you can still do it in February, that's fine too. Because you don't have to follow any rules, you can do whatever you want. So if you want to do Mardi Gras in February, by all means do it. So for this, this lettering style that I got, and where I get a lot of my lettering styles is I went to Google and I typed in Mardi Gras font, and one similar to this popped up, and then I just did my best to kind of recreate it on the page. And then I chose the colors purple and green. They're pretty standard for Mardi Gras to use to fill it in, and I just did every other letter similarly to what I did with the Super Bowl theme. So you can find lettering styles for all kinds of stuff on Pinterest. If you go to Pinterest and you type in Valentine's Day lettering, or Mardi Gras lettering, or football lettering, you can find all kinds of fun lettering styles to match your themes, and that is usually how I find these. And then I just did some different Mardi Gras doodles, which I also looked up online and just copied down some of them that I thought were cool. So this first one is kind of like a crown, and it has got the cross on top. I also did the fleur de lis. Hopefully I am pronouncing that right. I'm really I only know English, so I'm not the person to ask about how to speak French. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then another little mini habit tracker idea I came up with for this one was to do a string of beads. So you would make, for February, you would make 28 beads, and just make sure you do it in pencil first so that they go as far as you want. You could make a complete circle with them, or you can do what I did, and then whatever your habit is would kind of divide that necklace into parts. And then of course Mardi Gras also has to do with a lot of masks and masquerade stuff, so you could come up with some really fun and fancy masquerade ideas to decorate different pages in your planner. Okay, so the last one we're going to do is National Tell a Fairytale Day, which falls on February 26th. And I found all of these little holidays on a national holiday list, and there's pretty much a holiday every single day of the entire year. It just depends on, what you actually want to celebrate or recognize or coordinate a theme with in your journal. So for instance, today, as I'm voicing over this video, it is National Sticker Day, which I'm definitely celebrating. I have a sale going on in my shop right now, but you can choose which theme you want to use. So there are more in February, and maybe you'll find one that works better than these 5. But for this one, I just chose to do a general fairy tale, but you could pick a specific fairy tale and then make doodles to go along with it. And if you were fast enough and you could pre-plan it well enough, I suppose you could order or go to the store and find stickers that would coordinate with whatever theme you want to do. The other idea is to get on Google and find some images and print them out in your journal, and then cut them out and paste them in your journal to fit whatever your theme is if you don't feel comfortable doodling. And then one last thing I wanted to tell you guys was that I did just upload a February sticker pack. It is Valentine's themed, so if you are considering a Valentine's Day theme, you can use it, but otherwise you might want to choose something else. But it has some really fun and cute Valentine's Day stickers and some useful planner stickers, including like daily headers and numbers and a monthly header. So I will drop the link to that below. And other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video.